Hello. Hi. Hi everyone. How's it going? This is is this a I forgot. I forgot what to do. I forgot.
We're going to the moon! To the moon, baby!
Woo! Jesus Christ, my ears.
Good evening, everybody.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars.
Diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands.
Oh, dude, you said diamond. Are we gonna play Minecraft? Oh my god, yes, of course. Are you gonna play Minecraft?
Confirmed. All Wall Street subredditors are actually Minecraft
baby,
players.
tonight, creepers got us falling in love again. 'Cause baby,
Oh,
can we talk about how low energy we were literally like
my
less
God,
than
yeah.
70 seconds ago?
I wish we if we could ever do like a Double D experience lost tapes or some shit, but like
Oh yeah.
yeah, like as David said, like we were pretty low energy before we started to record, and I'll tell you right now, like we were actually like feeling a little low key depressed, and then once that red light came on, we just went like full force. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the moon.
He's not exaggerating at all, by the way.
Yeah, like we're
You're
gonna
just
go
like,
to the moon,
dude,
fellas.
this is like the first time I've been alone all day. Like, my family's gone. I'm doing this. Like, yeah, man. You know, sometimes work can be like hard and be complicated. And I'm not kidding. Within 10 fucking seconds of me hitting the button, this man, you are a legend. Can I just say that? Imposter syndrome, my girthy 8-inch white peepee. You are a legend, my friend. I want you to know that. And so is Frank Sinatra, who sang that beautiful song, "Fly Me to the Moon." But what is that about? Why are we saying that? Why did you say "Fly Me to the Moon"? What does that have any like cultural or meme or significant like relevance,
today?
or do you feel like saying that, or did you be watching a movie about like space travel or something? Were you watching like a Rule 34 of Interstellar or something, and you wanted to just scream something about space? What's going on, Dennis? Why'd you say that?
Well, David, let me tell you something, and something that I didn't tell a lot of you guys. I'm actually an astronaut because I'm actually on a special mission to go to the moon.
Why are you going to the moon?
Because I'm gonna take these Wall Street fuckers, bend them over backwards, and not fuck them. Not only twice, but 3 times. I will turn them into a girl and impregnate them. So yeah, if any of y'all
You want to talk about breaking the glass ceiling and taking the only thing that men and women are actually different in, like, oh, a woman can do anything that a man can. Fucking to that, sister. Amen to that. We can't give birth. And we can't
Thank
fucking
God.
like medical like thank fucking Christ, first of all. ain't no male seahorses up in here. Fuck that. Fuck that noise. But besides that, you can do anything. Dennis, as you guys can probably imagine, we're gonna be talking about the game stonk situation.
Can't stop.
How the fuck
Won't stop.
do we even
GameStop.
begin to explain this? If any of you have had the misfortune of following Nintoonist on Twitter.com, if any of you have that misfortune, you haven't muted me yet, you haven't just straight up unfollowed me, like, what the fuck is this guy doing talking about any of this stuff on his main? If you haven't already, this is an issue. I mean, now, quote unquote issue, really. I don't think it's an issue. We'll get into that in a bit. It's something that I've gotten kind of heated about. I'm not gonna lie, not to the point where I'm like arguing with people or some shit, like heated or nothing like that. I'm not gonna waste my time, in a flame war with somebody that I've never met, unless it's Dennis, and I'm pretending I don't know him as part of our little fetish thing that we do.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I love hate porn.
yeah, me too. It's something that like has honestly gotten me really, really heated, because it what has happened recently has exposed a lot of flaws in our system that weren't always apparent to the common man, and that is something that we're going to get into today. Before I even try to explain it, I'm going to let my man here have a shot. Dennis, in your layman, in your not even layman's, in your Dennis terms, How could you sum up what has been going on the past few days? Everybody has been talking about stocks on social media. Everybody is suddenly, this grade A, Wolf of Wall Street. Look at me. I'm like an ugly version of Leo DiCaprio. I'm out here doing it, and I'm suddenly like a genius stockbroker. Everyone's talking about it. Literally fucking, smashers like on bulk are even, talking about these stocks and shit. What's been going on, man?
Okay, so essentially, I guess I'll give you like a summary, and then for everyone, I'll just give like a TLDR. Essentially, a couple of investment firms basically shorted a stock, and in particular, it was GameStop. They predicted that at least with their short bets that the stock was going to basically drop, but Wall Street Bets, the subreddit, saw what they were doing and drove that fucker up to the fucking moon.
You got so close to the mic.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It was just funny because I'm just looking at the audio levels. You're like all in the green, and then that one little you got like that. Continue.
To the red. To the red.
Oh, dude, fuck the moon. We're going to Mars. We're going to the red.
We're going to Pluto, bitches. But
not a planet. It's not a planet.
I call that bullshit. Anyways, I'm not gonna go into a space debate, but yeah. So basically, so these investment firms, in particular, Melvin Capital, and I believe also Citadel.
Yes,
Melvin Capital, yeah. Melvin in particular, though, they basically lost out on billions of dollars because of what Wall Street Bets did, and now it just a lot of other stuff has happened in between that. But fucking hell, presently, Wall Street Bets are basically holding their positions, and I've been on their Discord as well, and everyone's kind of just saying the same thing: hold, you fucking pussies.
Oh my
Don't
god!
sell.
Yeah.
Don't fucking sell.
Dude,
the fuck are you, a retard? Are you smooth brained? Don't fucking sell.
What are the layman's terms for the people, though, man?
Okay.
Like, when I was fucking going in, and before I even understood what was going on, one of the things that got me so heated is that suddenly people who I know are fucking dumber than me, but clearly are not, and I'm the dumbass because I'm a hateful, spiteful bitch, are going like, I'm making all these stuff. Dude, no. Don't buy. Hold in your asshole. Do not sell. Do not sell. We got to take these dividends, pull them right out of our cocks and hold them in our assholes, guys. That is what we have to, that's what it fucking sounds like to me. Everybody's on here, on Twitter, suddenly speaking like fucking Chinese. Dude, everybody's talking about like the GameStop stock, and before I understand what's happening with that now, to put it in perspective for you guys, basically these hedge fund people, they bet that GameStop was going to fail, and they did a process called short selling, which is what you do when you borrow a stock from a company, basically. You sell it for what it's worth. You sell it for what it's worth, and then you wait for the price to drop, which is what you think it's going to do. You buy it back at that price, and then you give it back to who you borrowed it from initially, and then you keep the difference. You basically, and as such, you basically profited and got money from something you don't own in the first place.
Because the stocks aren't even yours to begin with. Like, they're another person's. You buy them off of them and such. Funny thing.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry. No, it was just because I watched the whole fucking video explaining what happened for the last 5 days, and and me like a fucking retard stumbled over my words as soon as you put me on the spot to say so Dennis, explain the layman terms. I'm like,
you could have just been like, okay, David, we talked about this.
Wall Streeters got fucked.
I'm like stupid. Yeah, basically, it's a good thing.
Not the whole system,
for the most
but
part.
Melvin Capital specifically. It's not the whole system, but Melvin Capital specifically got fucked, and they lost billions. They also basically got bailed out, I think, from another company. I believe I think it might have been Citadel. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure
they got bailed out.
Citadel, yeah. Which is one of the reasons I think it's all bullshit to begin with. I don't know why people are freaking out. These hedge fund assholes always get bailed out no matter what, whether it's by the government or whether it's from a private firm or something like that. But basically what happened is that these guys were borrowing something they didn't own, and they were making money off of it because they bet that GameStop was going to fail, right? There's a subreddit called r Wall Street Bets that noticed this, and they all banded together to purchased, stocks of GameStop, and they brought the stock way, way up.
Yeah.
Nothing illegal about that. It's just people trading like
We
you
like
can
the stock.
like you can do as well. Anybody can do it. That's the beauty of the quote-unquote free market. And as a result, instead of GameStop failing, the stock suddenly went up and up and up and up and up, which means all of a sudden, all of these Wall Street, corporate Jordan Belfort looking greased hair back, $5,000 hooker blowing shit all up in these assholes suddenly have to pay back a lot of fucking money that they don't have. So these guys are out like billions now. These, all these rich pricks on Wall Street, that, play the game, quote unquote, all because like a bunch of basically internet trolls got together.
I wouldn't
and,
even
like,
just say it's internet
fucked
trolls.
them. Yeah, like not even trolls. They're traders, but you know what I mean.
Like the top,
I mean, those Wall Street fuckers sure as hell got trolled.
they got trolled hard. And if anything, I'd have to say, at least for the people on Wall Street Bets, from what at least I've seen of the Discord and plus the subreddit, there are definitely it's not a vast quantity of them, but there are a good number of people that have made millions, like based off of their decisions that they made just trading. And a lot of these guys, they've already had the capital to do so. So it's not like they dropped, like, let's say 10,000 and it like, jumped to like 100 or like 1 million. A lot of those guys, I think they already who've been in that subreddit, they've already been there for a long time. Plus, I think they already have capital to move money around in the market.
Yeah, they were traders too.
Yeah,
they just didn't have like $1 billion to shit out of their ass like all these like rich pricks on Wall Street do.
And they're also not part of like I like to think that some of them are part of like some firms. I'd imagine. Like,
you think they got double agents?
I'd
in
imagine
like our
so.
Wall Street Bets going in there like fucking Cold War, walking around the Lubyanka.
It's like trading information with each other, but it's just like, and they report back to like to like Wall Street and maybe even the SEC. I mean,
I'm gonna call it the White Room.
Why would you call it the White Room?
Well, Denise, it's because I'm willing to bet a lot of those assholes are probably white, and they probably like it that way. That's what maybe I'm profiling. Maybe I'm profiling. Who knows? But Dennis, this is something that has been pissing me off for like the last couple of days, man. I've been getting like I said, if any of you have had the misfortune of following me on my Twitter, I've been getting like irrationally heated about this shit because I just see all my friends playing a game that I know they're not gonna fucking win. It makes me think back to so much shit. Like,
wait, by what ends though?
Well,
like,
the whole thing is that this.
Like,
I just have a gut feeling that this whole thing is going to blow up in everyone's face. I mean, nothing's going to happen, but look at what they're talking about on the fucking news. They're all saying, like, all these, like, these rich assholes. Like, I even send this a picture of you guys. This guy in, like, a cow-looking suit, like, fucking, like, Cow Jones, whatever, on there with the money. And he's, like, he straight up said, like, on, MSNBC or whatever news outlet it was, he said, yeah, it should be illegal to talk about stocks on social media. He straight up said that. Because basically what's happening is that after all these Wall Street guys got fucked, right, as they rightfully did, they lost at their own game. What happened is that they're now saying it's unfair. They're saying what happened was unfair. There's no way that like all these like, Redditors got together and bumped up the price of GameStop so they could do this and like make this money or whatever. When in actuality, these guys were just playing the Wall Street money trading game the same way that these pricks have been doing for years. Yeah. And because they got beat at their own game, it wasn't just this guy on MSNBC, whatever. Yeah. A lot of them are now crying bullshit right now.
They're crying foul
because they lost. They're literally the kid on the recess. The kid at fucking recess that keeps pegging you with rocks. And then when you do the same fucking thing to him, you suddenly get in trouble. You're the only one who did anything wrong all of a sudden.
I heard a good comparison where it was like...
It just pisses me off so much, dude. Honest to fucking God. Like, I hate these fucking, like, rich douchebag prick assholes. You told me to watch Wolf of Wall Street. And I swear to God, dude, if I did that, if I watched Wolf of Wall Street, here's what would happen. If I watched Wolf of Wall Street, I would get so fucking angry, especially if I'm watching it by myself, that I'd probably wind up punching out my TV, right? And once I punch out my TV, my hand is going to get all bloody. There's going to be glass in there. It's going to be shards. It's going to look bad. And guess what's going to happen when that happens? I'm going to have to go to the emergency room, right? And guess what's going to happen if I go to the emergency room right now? I'm going to get fucking COVID because I'm going to go be in a fucking hospital during a pandemic. And guess what's going to happen if I get COVID? I'll get really sick. I might die. Do you want that to happen to me, Dennis?
Yes. Anyways,
Why do I fucking talk to you, man?
I love you, man.
No, you don't. Shut up.
I do.
Why are
I
you
do.
lying about
I
you?
do.
Lying?
I do love you. But
It pisses me off.
no,
man.
yeah, I know it. When I was watching the news for the last couple of days and reviewing a lot of the stories, and I'm actually on Yahoo Finance a couple times, and I just like have read the headlines and even some interviews that the news anchors there have been doing with some YouTubers and even like other people that are within the I guess some in the Wall Street structure, some of them just like analyzers of like basically stocks and like securities and all that. And I remember
I think they're the only ones who got analyzed. Hey,
oh, hold on, wait. There was a comparison that I read. Was about to mention this before. There was a comparison that I read where some guy was comparing like what Wall Street did with the shorts to because they basically said it's a very risky thing to do because essentially there's like an infinite loss that you could basically accumulate if you don't like cash out like before it's too late essentially. And some guy basically said that what Wall Street did was basically them. It would be like if someone in high school took off all their clothes, ran across the campus, had a sign that says "Don't kick my nuts," and thought they wouldn't get their nuts kicked. Because that's literally like when I read that, I died of laughter. Because like it just seemed so appropriate considering how, it's because I feel that a lot of these guys are coming out and basically saying they're crying foul about like what had happened for the last couple of days, especially I think
holy
Wednesday
shit,
or so,
man.
And
my god, that gets me heated.
I know, and it's so funny considering that yes, you guys usually do profit off of the system that essentially y'all created, and now that it was basically like used almost against you, and now that you lost billions, you have the audacity. You have the fucking audacity to cry foul to the everyday person, to not even just Wall Street bets too, because the subreddit. The last time I saw it a couple days ago, I think it was like on Thursday or Wednesday that I took a look at it. It was like up to 4.5 million people. And now it's up to like 6.9. I think probably 7.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, 6.9.
Nice. Now that actually takes the fact that these were memers that essentially did this and puts it on a whole new level. You want to know what they should hold? That's what they should hold. Like the amount of followers that are on that subreddit. Keep that shit at 69. Yeah. That would just take that shit to the next level. But all tomfoolery aside, go on.
They probably should. It's good marketing. But
exactly.
I don't know. As like an outsider, I have like money in the market. I'm not gonna say how much, but it's
his life savings.
It's my future child's college tuition fund.
Dennis put like 50. Dennis put like 50K into GameStop.
I wish I had 50K to drop on GameStop. But
half of it was my money.
Okay, I want to actually talk to you about.
He took it without asking.
Because I think we talked enough about like I know what had happened. As far as like because I want to get your opinion on like what I guess you could see maybe the future be like within the next couple years. Because I personally feel that this is not going to be the last time that something like this happens. Because I almost feel that ever since. There have been a couple of stuff that had happened where like Robinhood basically said like, oh, we're not going to let you trade GameStop and a few other stocks. And like, and like all the market manipulation that people like have been saying has been going on, which I do agree with. It is
for those of you that don't know. For those of you that don't know, before I'm sorry, I hate to cut you off.
There, no, go
just
ahead.
In case like because a lot of people don't understand this stuff. I didn't understand a lot of it either. It's a game with changing rules basically, which is another reason why I fucking hate it. what happened is that Robinhood is like a trading app that makes trading stocks very simple and a lot simpler to the common man, which is why a lot of people who are doing it now all of a sudden, who aren't like, stockbrokers, Wall Street types, whatever. It's why a lot of people now are suddenly putting money into stuff and investing and whatnot and getting a little bit involved in that game just to see what they can make of it. Nothing huge, nothing giant, high risk stake or anything, depending on who you are. I'm sure some of you do, but a lot of them also don't. It's basically a literal phone app that makes it really easy. And once this whole GameStop stuff started happening where they tanked it up and they realized rich people were losing a ton of money off of GameStop and AMC and GME, all that stuff, they literally blocked trading to GameStop. Because of what's happening right now, you literally, at the very least on Robinhood and some other trading apps are doing it as well. Yeah. Not all of them yet, but I'm predicting
a good chunk of them were actually.
Yeah, not all of them yet, but I'm predicting that's where it's going to wind up going. You now cannot purchase GameStop stock on there. And that's just not fair, it's not fair at all because now these people who were fairly investing and got this stuff all the way up there, now that the system is suddenly being exploited against the wealthy class, now the average class citizens can't do that anymore because God knows you can't just be, God knows, you can't, rich people can't lose at their own game. And that's another shit that pisses me off about it, man. Everybody's like, oh, well, these rich people, we played the game and therefore we got rich. Like, oh, I'm Scrooge McDuck and I earned my fortune by being tougher than the toughest and smarter than the smartest. No, you didn't. There was no fucking risk, you stupid duck-faced bill-looking motherfucker. What happened is that these hedge funds, whenever they fuck up, they usually get bailed out. That's what happened during the housing crisis. 9 fucking times out of 10. So what's the risk? When these guys fucking lose, where's the risk there? If they're just going to get bailed out by the government or by a private firm like Citadel did to Melvin or whatever the shit that happened to us there, and everybody's talking about they put these people on pedestals like they're these investing gods or whatever. No! When you get to a certain class, it's not a game anymore. It's fucking rigged against you, man, which is why I get so pissed off seeing all these people thinking they can get a piece of that. Trust me, you fucking can't. I promise you, you can't. Like George Carlin said, I don't even like George Carlin. That's how you know this shit pisses me off that I'm fucking quoting him on
George
this.
Carlin.
I can tell. I know you would. What he called it, man, he says it's a big club and you ain't in it. That's what that shit is. So it pisses me off when these Wall Street hedge funds or whatever, just now lost at their own game. They got outplayed by a bunch of Reddit people. Nah, it's okay. You can have your money back.
But basically, there's no
private firm or no, there's no consequence. So that's why you playing a game that's stacked against you, man. Shit pisses me off. Dennis, continue your thought. I'm sorry. This is not the last rant that I will be having in this episode so far. I'm warning you right now. You better, if you want a true double D experience flooding through your headphones and into your ears, out through your car speakers, and all over your fucking face, depending on what kind of D's you like, whether it's double D's, whether it's this D, the other D I'm talking to right now, it doesn't matter. If you're not comfortable with that, you best be turning this fucking podcast off right now because you best believe the double D experience is happening today and the next day and next week and next week and eventually when I get better headphones so I don't have feedback into my microphone that I have to edit out and post. Dennis?
I think I actually heard some feedback from your end, actually.
Yeah, you did because my headphones are fucking decrepit and I was actually just buying new ones before we started the episode. So.
Oh, did you? Oh, they're on their way?
No, I didn't buy them yet.
Oh, so you were just
I was shopping, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Found some good ones, a little under 100.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but continue.
Okay, so I wanted to know, I guess just your opinion about where I guess everything might be going in the next couple of years because people have gotten involved now, especially the government and the SEC. Basically, them just saying we're monitoring the situation, so we'll let you all know if we
monitor our fucking stimulus checks.
Hold on, David. You're getting heated there.
I'm getting a little Miami heated.
Yes,
is that what you're saying? A little
LeBron. You're getting a Florida heated. Yeah, you're getting just take it easy a little bit, okay? And
little LeBron-y right now. A little bit of little Lewis Blackie. Is that what you're saying? Little Lewis Black. Is that what's going on right now? Is that what's happening? Little Joe Pesci. Little Ray Liotta up in here. Getting a little Robert De Niro up in here. Is that what's happening?
Are you gonna take Wall Street out back like Billy Bats and just knife him with the fucking car? I mean, okay. Let me also clear something up because at first when this whole thing was going on, I was kind of riding the wave. I saw everything that was going on, and I was on the side of basically Wall Street bets and a lot of people that basically tagged on with the group because of what they were doing and what had happened with Robinhood, them stopping the trade and all of that. I was on the side of Redditors and like everyday people. But I remember
Right.
I saw one Reddit post a while back where I wish I could link it, but it basically was an Ask Reddit post where someone basically asked to all the people who work on Wall Street trading firms and like basically work like in that sort of environment, like what are your thoughts about like everything that's been going on and like it's like where do you think it's gonna go and such like that. And for a lot of them, they're all kind of thinking that this is kind of just like, to them it's really not big of a deal because it's literally just Melvin Capital and a few others that are being affected. But in terms of the grand structure of it all, it's not really going to topple it or anything like that. For me, it's kind of like you have to kind of just see both sides from it, because this issue kind of extends to both of like the people who work in that environment and plus the ones who like are seeing it from, I guess, a third person's perspective and just kind of like
historic.
seeing it. This is historic. Yeah. It's basically like, this is going to be in the books, I think, for sure. And,
Oh yeah.
And it makes me feel that because the prices are going up so high at the moment. Oh, hold on. Give me 1 second.
Dennis had to leave, so now it's the David pod. Now it's the single D experience. Are you ready for the single D experience? I know it's you. I know you ordered two.
Okay,
I know you ordered two. Oh, Dennis, thank God.
Sorry.
I was telling them all about how it's like it's the single D experience now, and that like I know you ordered two, but you're only getting one.
Nah, bitch, I'm back.
Thank God.
But and I feel as if
you never abandon your co-caster. No, I'm just
never,
fucking with you. Go
never. But
this ain't Smash.
It. How do I say this? Like, it. The next couple years is going to be very interesting because depending on what the SEC do, after whatever decision that like they decide on, whether to instrict. I've heard people say like they are thinking that they might force stricter regulations, which would affect both sides, since the SEC is supposed to be a government entity that is supposed to. They're basically the stock police. Is kind of like how I've seen them, and they.
Does that stand for Stock Exchange Commission? I don't know what that is.
No, Security and Exchange Commission.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, and they're basically like the IRS of the stock market. Just to make, basically they're there to ensure that there's no like funny business going on within that whole system.
And does this in fact qualify as funny business?
Yeah, it's very funny business, and it's.
I thought it was fucking funny.
It was pretty funny. Like everything that's been going on, like the memes are fucking fire. Like we'll just agree on that. Like everything that's been coming out of like Twitter and Reddit, I've at least chuckled at least once. Like based off of everything that they've been putting out there.
Let me play.
Okay, let's not get into Frank Sinatra again. But it's, I can almost feel like it's kind of too soon to tell like where everything's going to be going in the next couple months or years in terms of all this, because I've already seen people basically say that, oh, like we're going to migrate away from Robinhood, take our stocks with us and go to another platform and go on there. Some are...
Can't even do that because a lot of them are already not stop trading GameStop as well.
Yeah, and not to mention like Robinhood's making it like the business days that they need to basically transfer over everything to your new platform is like about, I believe, like 2 weeks or so. And it's... So I don't think it won't be until after the short squeeze and everything is over that like people will finally just be like, okay, we're done. Okay, this is over now. Or like this has kind of died down a bit. Like let's take our shit and get the fuck out of here because like fuck Robinhood.
Yeah.
And personally, I'm still on Robinhood because like I just have like I have too much stuff in there right now that I'm already invested in. That 2 weeks is like, at least in terms of what's going on right now, is too long of a time for me. So like I'm just still there. But
how dare you?
Yes, I'm a traitor. But
I see what you did there.
but yeah, David, I wanted to ask you, like, in terms of like everything that's been going on, and like what's the forecast you think you could see? Like, I know we're not experts, guys. Like, we're not stock traders, like, at least in the grand sense of the word.
Belfoot.
I have like a 70-foot 70-foot. What the fuck?
What the fuck? How would you even if
penis.
you had a 70-foot dick, that'd be a curse, because then you wouldn't be able to fit all of it in a woman. And therefore you'll never have like the full satisfaction of being balls deep in a lady. That'd be awful. That'd be a fucking curse. I would hate that.
I was hoping you wouldn't like take that farther Dennis, than I meant it to.
You mentioned dicks on a podcast that I named after tits. What did you think was going to happen, Dennis?
This is true. Like,
yeah, but
I should have seen that coming, like those Wall Streeters. But yes, please go.
Forecast. I'll talk about the forecast in a minute. I want to tell you the precast. Because if this happened and Donald Trump won the election, you best believe the revolution would have started already.
Like, people actually like dragging like the rich out of their homes and like guillotining them.
He would have bailed these people out fucking media. There would have been an executive order or some shit of him doing that while we wait for like our stimmy checks. I might be exaggerating a little bit here, but at the very least,
it would have been different if he was still president, for sure.
Yeah, it would have been different. Like, he would have been 30 times more likely to do something like that than Biden would. And I hope to God there's not going to be a government bailout. I very, 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 very much doubt it. I very much doubt that's going to happen. Like, if Biden's president started out that way, even if that's what Biden wanted to do, which I don't know if it's what he wanted to do. I don't know if he's got like a secret agenda for those people,
I think he's waiting and seeing.
Yeah, politicians, they got backing by, like, like these corporate entities, whatever. It's all connected in that sort of way. But holy God, like, if Biden, like, while we wait for our stimmy checks, bailed out, like, these fucking Wall Street people, and that is the beginning of his presidency, oh my God, it's over. Every little bit of hope that people had in him, gone. Gone in like a day. So I very much doubt, even if that's what he secretly wants to do, which we don't know if that's the case or not.
Wait, Biden?
Like, he's probably Biden. Okay. We don't know if he's probably monitoring or not. Even if that's low-key what he wanted to do deep down, he fucking can't. He knows he can't.
I think his cabinet would also tell him, like, don't do anything.
No,
like,
are you kidding? They probably pull him aside and be like, this is the most malarkey you could possibly commence right now. You are an anti-malarkey president. He'd just be nodding silently, like, I am an anti-malarkey president. So I doubt that's going to happen. I mean, these guys already got bailed out a little bit by, like, Citadel or whatever.
Not even a little bit. It's not as much
as they lost. No, it's not as much as they lost. Wasn't it only like a couple billion?
No, they went bankrupt, David.
No, I know they went bankrupt. I'm talking about like Citadel bailing out Melvin or whatever other way. I guess around.
Yeah. For them, in the grand scheme of things, like, what, $2 billion isn't even.
Yeah, it was like a couple billion, which is way less than they lost. It's still more money than we will ever make in our entire lives that these people shit out and wipe their fucking fat asses with like candy. Or like toilet, like candy. What the fuck? Like toilet paper.
Take David, like a Tootsie Roll, like just wipe it.
Let me see that Tootsie Roll. Remember that song. What the forecast means, though, I think it's bad. I think, the government or whatever is, going to be observing this. They're going to try and ensure that shit like this never happens again. It's something that, is publicly traded companies that literally the public can do is what makes it a quote-unquote free market. When in actuality, what the forecast here, what it's done, is that it's shown the average person something that, I'm sure some of them or a lot of them didn't know, and that is that it's not a free market. It's a capital market. You need capital beforehand to even really participate in the game that you can't even really lose. That's why it's called capitalism. I'm just going to come out and fucking say that. It is a free market, technically, but it's also kind of not at the same time.
This whole incident has shown that it's all in but name. It's like,
exactly.
In as far as like the grand scheme of things go, and like where I guess us everyday people stand in that free market, it's as far as where like losses are concerned, like we are going to be the ones that are going to take the full brunt of it, because at least like as David said,
I don't know why any of you think any fucking different. Like, I see all my friends and all these people doing this. I'm like, this is going to blow up in your fucking face.
Some people are going to win. Some people
you.
A lot of people are also going to lose, though. That's the thing. And it's because that bubble, the
Big fucking club. You ain't in it.
the stock, at least GameStop and a few others are concerned, like, they're not it's not going to last forever, and people are going to have to be like, I mean, I've been looking at like my own shit plus like the subreddit and also the Discord, Wall Street Bets. I've been looking on them like at least for the last couple of days now, and I've at least just been keeping an eye on like where everything's kind of been like after market, because the market opens up again on Monday. And I think next week is definitely going to be very crucial as far as GameStop, especially because like that's like the big one that everyone's at least talking about. It's and then also talking about I guess maybe 5 to 10 years from now, like where this might go. I know, David, you mentioned that like there potentially the government is definitely going to try to ensure that something like this never happens again.
There's going to be some impact, man. Like whether it's like to ensure this doesn't happen again, or whether, hey, this is just the proof that people can do this on the market now, and maybe social media will be able to keep manipulating it. I don't know. All I know is that in the past, whenever these horrible housing crises and shit crises, whatever, have happened and stuff, it just doesn't matter. When these fuckers destroy the market, they always win. They always have. And I just don't know why people think it's going to go any differently. That is my piece.
Going off of like what you said about how like, at least for these Wall Street guys, like there's almost like no sense of consequences in them about like what they do. It's because I honestly feel if the 2008 housing crisis happened this year, like let's say if like that same event happened this year, I honestly feel like because there was a big response to the 2008 housing crisis when it had happened, and plus like the after effects. People were very angry about what had happened, but it wasn't like we haven't seen this almost immense social mobilization created by like things social media, like through Reddit and a few others,
for at least a couple of months.
Yeah, like we haven't seen anything like this. Like I feel as if for a while now, and it like a lot of people also mentioned that as far as like why they even dropped money into the GameStop stock, even though like they don't really have any money, is because of the fact that like they all collectively feel that like this is going to punish Wall Street, which honest to God, in my personal opinion, I don't think it is in the grand scheme of things.
I think we'll ever
this is
punish
also
Wall Street.
This is
man.
A lot of people are basically they're just kind of like sending like they're gonna like they've been saying that this is just to send a message like to these fucks, and that's all noble. Hold on, wait, and that is all noble and good, because definitely like there was a very big severe lack of accountability once that housing crisis like had happened and passed. Nobody got jailed. One guy got, I forgot the fucker's name, but like one guy basically, he got reprimanded, I guess, for what had happened, but he didn't go to jail.
Bush was also in office and was very much on their side.
Yeah. And
that's
so
another thing. Like
there's like in like even before this too, like the greatest like financial depression that we'd ever gone through in this country, the Great Depression. I'm like every time I read about it, I'm surprised that like a lot of these, even those bankers back in the day, or even like some of the banks themselves. Like I haven't read too in depth about like that whole era, but like I'd imagine like people would have been like out on the streets like rioting, like or throwing Molotov cocktails into these banks and like
most of them were killing themselves.
Okay, well.
I'm serious. Back then, it was so bad. To give you guys a little history lesson, like Dennis could tell you, you could literally rent a hotel room back then specifically to kill yourself. Like it was part of the hotel's service. You could. They literally said, like, do you want a room or do you want a window? I'm not kidding. That is how fucking. That is how fucked up it was back then. Yeah. No, that was. I'm surprised you don't know that. I figure. I don't know. That's more like a little. It's more like a little fun fact, I guess, rather than like knowing the ins and outs of history like you do. No, that is an unfun fact. I guess you're right. They didn't even have computers and shit, so I feel bad for like the fucking like employees who were just there in front who had to hand over the money physically to people. Like that was just, Jesus Christ. Yeah. And, continue.
Oh yeah, and again, like I just feel as if it's way too early to really truly tell like as to where everything's gonna be going, just because like this whole thing's not over yet. I don't think it will be over until like maybe for the next couple weeks.
So
But
we post this episode probably even after that.
And personally, for me, I could see just a few possibilities, and they're along the lines of either newer regulations that the SEC comes out with that I have a feeling it's going to be worded in a way where it might, I guess, feel as if it's on the side of the.
We did it. We beat the system.
It's going to feel as if it's going to feel as if it's going to be on the side of the everyday investor. But also, it's like I have a feeling it's also going to be worded truly in a way where it's going to basically mean nothing.
Why are you participating in this nonsense?
It's
when you finally beat these people, they change the rules because they can do that. You want to know what you actually do on the playground when the bully keeps changing the fucking rules and like you can't have fun playing at recess with them anymore? You stop playing with them. You don't like those people. You realize this is a bad person. I shouldn't be doing this anymore. I'm going to go play a better game, with people who are more like me, people who are fair, people who are fun. I just can't help but feel a little bit of like, naivety, which is not a word. Fuck. A little bit of naiveness, whatever the word is for
naivete.
Naivete, thank you, the plural. I knew it was something weird. I remember seeing
it. It's like French sounding.
Yeah, that's what you do, man. It's like, so when I just can't help but feel like there's a little bit of naivete out there for people who think they're really gonna do something here.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry. I've become a lot more cynical in the last year or two or so.
I think the sentiment is right though. It is like if this is because some people were saying like my family was affected by the 2008 housing crisis, and
fucking families were, man.
Probably like 80%, I'd imagine. Like it was ridiculous. Like what had happened 13 years ago, and I remember one interview one guy was mentioning how like this anger and dissatisfaction that people have been feeling towards Wall Street has been boiling for like 13 years. So since like the 2008 housing crisis, and now it's all out there in the open now. Like everyone's like out there doing it. Like everyone's like either buying GameStop just to spite Wall Street, or they're also just like buying a bunch of other stocks and just basically holding them and saying like fuck you to these guys because they believe that okay, if we hold our positions, and in a way it's kind of true. If they do hold they basically would lose money. But the thing is though, like I'm also wondering, like I feel as if people's end game personally isn't a collapse of the entire market. Their end game is that they want the conditions that they feel they're owed when playing the market. Because as far as like what happened with Robinhood and plus like the basically all these platforms like forbidding trading on GameStop and such that was market manipulation. I don't need to be a fucking like stock guy to basically even just know what that is. And it's so funny considering how the CEO himself was like, oh no, like he came out and basically said, oh yeah, what happened wasn't like market manipulation. This was actually meant to protect people and the investors.
Which you've been doing your whole life, you fucking fat rich prick.
Not to mention Robinhood is also on in the pocket of Citadel.
Yeah.
So
you say conflict has been growing for the past 13 years. Not true. Conflict between working class and upper class has been fueling since dawn of capitalism, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know how to solve problem? Come to Russia.
I would never go to Russia, even if
he's very nice.
He's very nice. Even though it's Kazakhstan and not Russia.
Sure, she's my sister.
But
very nice.
It's very nice.
Very nice.
I don't know. Like it's still like I feel people's sentiments are in the right place, and I think the at least just seeing like the massive mobilization of people like online is very beautiful to see.
Yeah, I'm not saying nothing is going to happen.
Yeah, but like I think me and David can both agree that as far as like where this might go in the short term, it's still too early to tell. Not to mention, plus I feel as if no one wants a collapse. If this is for me, no one wants a collapse of the market. I think people's end goals is that like they want a fair playing field for themselves. This is for like the everyday investors. The same playing field that at least these guys who like work on Wall Street and plus trading floors, they want those same conditions. That's, I feel, as if most people's end goals, because I know people like their rhetoric is almost leaning towards like a whole collapse of the system. Personally, I don't think that is what it is. I don't think that's what it is. That's just at least me, considering like so many people are on the market now that I don't even think those ones would want an entire collapse of the market. I personally feel like they just want to be on the market and not worry about like some Wall Streeter or like some firm basically saying, hey, and calling up Robinhood or whatever platform and telling them, hey, stop selling these stocks or don't let them buy them, like things, like cut it off entirely. I think that's the main thing that people would want in the end, because it's tensions are running high now, but I feel as if after a while, like people are going to start to basically
has the potential to get a lot worse.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like it would be hilarious though, like if, let's say, the entire market did crash because of this, and some guy was even saying that like I think there was a post on Wall Street Bets that I saw, and he basically wrote a whole detailed post about how TLDR that the entire market was 30 seconds away from being crashed, were it not for like basically the intervention of the bigwigs upstairs, and
like stopping apps like Robinhood from letting people trade.
Essentially basically stopping flow entirely. Yeah, like it was because of that like the market, at least this guy believes, like thing did not crash. And I mean, the guy wrote like a fucking novel and a research paper and a half to like explain everything. So like I'd imagine that at least he has
those douchebag novels.
But at least he had, like, I feel, an inkling about like what was going on. And I mean, even the best people within the market, like they all are like gamblers in the end too. And oftentimes it's like, I know you didn't watch it, David, but even like in the movie Wolf on Wall Street, like the main thing that a lot of them kind of say is that, at least the character that Matthew McConaughey plays, and like he has that scene with Leo, he basically says like, we don't fucking know what's gonna happen. Even we don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. And
it's
like
all made up, man. The shit makes me feel like I'm in a simulation. When I think about how complicated economics and money is, it just makes me think, wow, this is existential to me, because all this is really just fucking made up at the end of the day. I mean, Dennis, I saw The Big Short. I saw that. I saw.
I'm gonna see that. I'm gonna try to see that like tonight.
Really good movie. Really good movie. I saw that. It's about the housing crisis, and like, it's about the people who predicted that the housing crisis was going to happen that nobody listened to.
Michael Burry, I believe, was his name, played by Christian Bale. Yeah.
And then like it's just like for all the complicated money stuff, what they do is that they'll be like, the narrator will come in and say like, oh, and to explain what short selling is, here's Selena Gomez in her bathtub to let you know.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they'll cut away to like a celebrity in their bathtub and be like, short selling is when you borrow a stock with the intention to give it back and then actually selling the stock for the amount. And it didn't work. It didn't work. I was just, they had like Bar Raffaelli or something like that. I was just staring at her in the bathtub the whole time. It didn't help. It didn't help me at all. Like, as good as that movie was, it was still really fucking complicated. With like at least for the common person, with how that money went down, Dennis. And this is the thing, man. It makes me feel like such a loner when people are suddenly talking about something that, when everybody is suddenly talking about something and you're out of the loop, you don't understand. That's a shitty feeling. I'm not going to lie to you. That's a really, really shitty feeling when everybody's doing that, especially when it is something that is as complicated as stocks and something that is constantly changing in the game that I feel like is just being fucking manipulated in everybody's heads. It went from GameStop, it went from AMC, it went from GME to everybody putting their money in something called DogeCoin. What the fuck is a DogeCoin?
Cryptocurrency.
You are making this shit up to me at this point. It is just, no. There's no way in hell that something like this was relevant beforehand, like fucking Dogecoin was relevant. You some motherfucker. I'm commentating like a Smash tournament, whatever. If you fucking offer to pay me in fucking Dogecoin, I'll go to your house.
I'd take it.
I'll go to your house, wherever you may live. No vaccine. Nothing.
And cough all over
your fucking mouth. I will open tongue kiss you. And just hack a lung
David's like the Corona
inside
fairy.
of you at the same time. Yeah, you ever hear of the tooth fairy?
The Corona
This is
fairy,
fucking
bitch.
Corona fairy, and I ain't leaving you a quarter. Nothing is happening, man. It goes from this to that to something called DogeCoin, and it's real. You are making this shit up as you go along, man. And there's been part of me that has even realized, fuck it. If I can't beat him, I should join him.
I saw your meme. I saw like the literal. I don't know if everyone has seen David's Twitter, but like I saw like the.
It's like the only fucking Twitter post I've ever had that you've responded to. By the way. Like the only one.
I saw the rants that David was having. I was like, okay, like let him.
I was having a fucking little hissy fit, dude.
Let him have his fit. Let him like flail his fists around. And then literally, I saw him post a meme right after, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna fucking comment on this. And as David said, I usually don't comment on Twitter. Period. That is the first Twitter post I've ever put, ever in my life.
Yeah, no, and I'm very appreciative that it's me. You're not missing anything by, like regularly using Twitter and browsing on it and whatnot. It's
None of y'all should be on it for too long anyways.
It's the real fucking pandemic, if we're being completely honest. We need a vaccine for that shit, just to help us stop looking.
Twitter's cancerous as fuck.
Twitter. Oh, yeah, don't even get me started, bro.
We could have another episode on that.
Wild, man. Oh, yeah, you kidding, dude? Like, there's a billion types of things I could rant on, Dennis. You don't even know. As a man whose hatred of other things, usually stems from some unresolved hatred of himself. It's not something.
Wow, I got dark like real quick.
I can do anything, man. I go from loving myself so much to hating myself in a heartbeat, man. I mean, growing up, I had, like these big self-esteem issues that peak out every now and again. Nowadays, I feel like I'm the only thing I really believe in from time to time, I guess like a year of, putting your all into somebody else that doesn't really understand themselves can really make you learn to take inventory in yourself going on and so forth. But stocks, yeah, part of me has even thought about, Jesus, that got real. I don't even
real
think about.
I
can get a little existential, but that's not for today. We're already 51 minutes in. I knew this was going to be the only topic of the episode pretty much. Part of me has even thought, I see all this, David. Oh my God, David, stop being such a little bitch. Why are you like screaming into the void on Twitter about this? If you can't beat him, join him. Do a little something. I've thought about, making one of those apps and just doing something that's literally no risk, like putting like maybe 100 in, like one of these things for a little bit, just to see what all the fuss is about. And that's what I've learned from this whole experience, Dennis, that I've remembered. I mean, instead of being a little bitch about myself, I should focus on growing myself, which is what the whole past year has really been about me after the trauma that, I endured. What I've learned is that understanding is the enemy of fear. Understanding something, learning what it's about, educating yourself on something. Education really is also the enemy of fear. It's all just the enemy of fear. Fear comes from a lack of understanding, something different that could be harmful. You don't know because like you're letting your mind run rampant or whatever. It's like all the same people who are like really uncomfortable around like weed. Like who still grew up in like the era of it being demonized. Like I was. Weed was so demonized in my house to the point where I was very uncomfortable around it even in my adult years.
Oh yeah, same here. I was.
Yeah. Yo, you too, really?
Yeah, and then I got broken up for the first time, and then I also like just jumped on weed.
Jumped on the weed wagon.
It was so funny too, considering like, real quick, it was just like, oh, I broke up, I'm feeling sad, and my friend came over, was like, hey, you want to smoke some weed? Literally 5 days after it happened, I'm like, hey, yeah. And it was great.
It was great.
That's my story. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah. That's one thing I should probably do in the future, just to like, just fully amass those demons in the back of my head, because I'll give you guys a fun Nintoonist fact to top off this episode. I have never smoked weed once in my life. What a fucking loser, right? I know, what a little bitch, man. How could that? What a fucking loser. I don't know. I didn't grow up around people that
you don't
did
need
it
to
or
smoke
nothing
weed
like
to
that.
be cool.
Oh no, and of course, and the DARE program
DARE
program fucked me up when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was on board with that shit. I'm like, the police officer came into the school and he's like, "Don't smoke weed."
Oh yeah, that really
die.
worked. That worked.
Don't smoke weed, or you will die. Like, and he just chanted it over and over. That's all my officer did. He didn't even teach us about anything. He just came in like with a megaphone and said it over and over and over again. And all of us in class were like, "Mm-hmm, salute." And there
And
we
then 2
go.
days later, they had weed.
Yeah, and it's something that never really bothered me, so much or came out in my adult years until this girl that I was dating at the time, I learned that she did it, and she did it in front of me for the first time. And it's not a big deal. Weed is like fucking harmless, but because of the way I was raised, my mind like took it to a completely different place. I'm like, what? Like, this is a person I was close with that like I trusted, like this is a bad thing. It'd be like if I learned that you did coke or that you do coke and you expected me to just be cool with it. You know what I mean? But it's not coke. It's weed. It's fucking nothing because of the way I was raised. So I've had my own issues with that, growing up, and something for me to go and get past. And I bring that up because it's a similar thing with the stocks, the stock thing, I was really angry at it at first because it was something that I didn't understand, that everybody else seemed to be on board with. And that's what weed was to me. Growing up and even into my adult years, it seemed like, oh, this is something that everybody does, but I don't, and you're the fucking loser because you don't understand it, and it makes you nervous, and you don't do it, ha ha. And that's sort of what the stock thing came to me, like a little lack of inclusion thing, and thinking something is worse than it actually is, and that is defeated by understanding. When you educate yourself about something, when you learn to actually understand it, that is the best way to overcome irrational fear, or one of the best ways to do that. And I could be a little bitch and just keep ranting about stocks on my social media, or I could just, see what all the actual fuss and hubbub is about. Due diligence, thank you. Yeah. So I know it all just comes back to me at the end of the day. I know I come off, sometimes like an asshole on this podcast. I want you to know I do that on purpose. Half of it is a joke. It's not actually like, like this is who I am. I am an introspective person. I'm not clueless as to who I am or anything like that, or think I'm so much better than other people or whatever, or better than anybody else. Half of it is a meme. I named my podcast after titties. How serious?
Half of life is all about memes anyway. So it's
half of life is all about titties.
Yeah.
You get breastfed when you grow up. You need that shit.
That's all you need in life, tits
and memes, ladies and gentlemen. That is all you need. And weed, apparently. Depends on who you are.
And weed.
But,
David, I actually just thought of a really hilarious image of like you being like, it's like David didn't understand weed and stocks. Now I imagine in some alternate universe there is like a version of just like smoking a fuck ton of weed, and just like looking at all like the stock market charts and just being like everything's green and going up, and he's just like sitting, kicking back, and just watching the money go. It's like,
Dennis, as soon as it's safe to do so, can we please recreate that image? Can we please do that? That would be so fucking funny. Take a picture of me like in my robe with my sunglasses on with like a fucking blunt in my mouth. And like looking at my monitors. Looking at my monitors and it just says stonks and the shit is just completely green, going straight top right. Fucking soaring, man. Get like a bunch of fake Monopoly money and like have it rain around me.
That should be like a new profile pic.
I would 100%. Immediately I would make that my new profile pic. Are you kidding?
Oh my god, this so fucking funny. Just imagine. I'm still laughing about it.
God, I love you, Dennis. Full homo.
Says doesn't understand stocks 2 days later.
All right, listen up, chodes.
I'm gonna
teach you how to not be a little bitch. Step 1 to success: get a fucking suit. Got it. Step 2: learn about stocks. I know about stocks. Step 3: do market manipulation and then accuse the working class of doing the same thing when it's the same thing that you've been doing for years. Nintoonist Pro Tip.
Just like zooms in and outs like real quick. It's just like do.
I fucking butchered that joke. Dennis, what time is it?
It's question time, David.
It is question time. I knew this was going to be the only topic of the day. I'm happy of it, and I'm proud of us. I'm proud of you.
Why?
I don't know.
David, I'm more proud of you because you got that off your chest.
I can get a lot off my chest, man, but it's not the same. All I want is a chest that I can get off on.
I just knew it. Like fucking 10 steps ahead. I already knew it. Yeah, this guy was gonna make this like I know we talking about.
I want a chest that I can get off on, not get off mine.
David, you made it sexual. Okay, like,
I make everything gone sexual.
Well, okay, moving on from going sexual, we're gonna talk about Dan History Nerds. Question at Dan History
Somebody
Nerds.
Please kill me.
Please end my life.
Why won't somebody end my life? I wanna die.
How many kangaroos? This is from Dan. How many
This is
kangaroos?
from @Dan History Nerd.
Dan History Nerd. Yep. How
Yeah,
many
we're sorry we didn't get to your question last week, friend. We've been experimenting with the format of the podcast, but we got you this week, buddy.
Yeah, we apologize immensely,
Sorry.
Dan. My fellow history nibber.
Please don't actually kill me.
How many
Yeah, you and Dennis would have a lot fucking in common. Dennis is a historian.
I've been trying to get to this question.
I've been cutting you off like fucking 30 times. I'm sorry. Read the question. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. I'm sorry.
How many kangaroos can you fucking God can you realistically take on at once? And also, what do you want to see in a new Smash game? Okay, first question: how many kangaroos can you realistically take on at once? Probably get my ass kicked like 2 seconds into the fight, but like, and then for what else would you want to see in a new Smash game? How about like actual like dedicated fucking servers and like not ones that will drop you every fucking now and then, please.
I'll take that after my number one favorite character at this point.
Does Smash really need anything else more than just a better fucking internet connection at this point? Smash,
not really.
Like, does it really need anything more? Like, Jesus.
Well, maybe any semblance of like a big dev support so we can clean up the garbage in the community for once and have there actual be like a higher power giving us actual regulations, because Smash, I personally feel like Smash being grassroots is why, you know, like it's a lot of predators. Well. And no, it's why I think a lot of predators have run rampant in it, despite the fact that we don't need them to be successful. But that's, we're an hour in. I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
Not a chance in hell. This is a loaded question for me, Dan, because am I armed? If I have a shotgun, you know, I think I'll be able to at least take out a few.
No, we're talking we're talking fisticuffs.
Are you kidding? I'd get fucking annihilated like in, like a fucking. I
mean, it's like
a couple seconds. Kangaroos, dude, they are powerful.
Yeah. Like if he wrote like, oh, if you had a gun, I'm like, oh yeah, I'd mow them down. I'd mow them down like 100. But like, I just took it like traditionally, like, oh, like, could you take on one? Like if.
Call of Duty, Kangaroo Warfare,
like
Outback Warfare.
Outback Warfare, or, you know, no kangaroo. Like before they open up the elevator, like no kangaroo.
Oh fuck! If it's me, fisticuffs, dude, none.
Oh yeah, I don't think anybody.
Absolutely none. Like they're strong creatures, man, and they're also very tall. So it's not even like if you consider being tall an advantage, that's something a very tall person like myself doesn't even have on them anymore. It's like I have
torso support.
Dude, if anything, like they could literally jump up and drop kick me in the neck.
Oh yeah,
like
exactly.
Based on the height. And once they do that, like I'm out. I'm out for the count because
they'll shatter your ribs. They'll shatter your ribs immediately.
They'll shatter your ribs like instantly. Yeah.
And you'll be gasping for air as soon as you land on the ground.
Is it Kangaroo Jack? If it's Kangaroo Jack and it's a rap battle instead, I think maybe I'd have a little bit more of it. I'd still get annihilated.
No, I think Kangaroo Jack will get angry that he lost and then drop kick you anyways.
So even if I somehow beat Kangaroo Jack in the rap battle,
he'd still kick your ass somehow.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Nintoonist coming out to the Outback with another hit single. Album coming 2026. Yo, Kangaroo Jack, you are whack. In a sack, in a mac.
Okay.
And the whack raps and sack and a rap and a sack and whap and rap.
Next question.
I was just doing the rap battle against Kangaroo Jack. This one comes from @Solly Sussman. And it says, why does David trash on ciabatta bread so much? Also, any childhood crushes?
Oh, I have many.
Solly, ciabatta sucks poop. Shit is garbage, and you want to know why? Bread shouldn't be hard. It's against nature. You know, when you leave bread out, it gets harder when it goes bad. You're literally telling me you want to eat bad bread. Because in nature, that is how bread goes bad. So, that's stupid. And also, bread should never be the main point in a sandwich. When you order a sandwich, you get it for the meat, for the cheese, for the lettuce, whatever you put in your sandwiches, that's what it's for. Otherwise, you might as well stick 2 pieces of bread in between each other, since if it's fucking ciabatta, that's all I'm gonna be biting into anyway. It just makes the sandwich harder to eat. It takes most of the flavor away because I have to focus on biting through this hard fucking bread that's like harder than my dick when I look at a picture of Christina Hendricks. There's no point. It's like, it literally takes, the bread should add to the sandwich and make it easier to fucking eat. Ciabatta's literally hard. So why would you want to eat it hard? I don't understand that. That is why I hate ciabatta bread. You know, it's bad on that. You're pulling up a picture of Christina Hendricks right now. Yeah, I heard you typing.
Yes,
I literally heard you typing.
I had to see.
You could probably immediately tell why I like her so much, because that shit is not even the double D experience. That's like the fucking double G.
Double. I had a brain fart for a second. I was like, double H.
It's like an American Hatomi.
Nah, Hatomi's bigger.
No, absolutely. Are you joking? And also, any childhood crushes? I'll keep this brief.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
This actually sort of has to do with the story that you were asking me about before we started recording. What did you ask me about again? You asked me, see me like hosting a talk show. I auditioned for one that my school was hosting that they were gonna do. I didn't get it, but I auditioned, and it was really brave thing of me to do. I had to do fucking stand up in front of people. I had never done that before, and I did it. I didn't get it, but this girl that was on the judging table was this girl that I matched with on Tinder, and we were sort of getting to know each other a little bit. We were in this class together. We didn't even notice each other. She was a redhead, which I'm a fucking sucker for redheads, and it didn't work out. You know, like just whatever. You know, we just never really crossed that bridge into each other, which was whatever. I sort of had something different going on anyway. You know, you fucking bid me, ghosted me. Yeah, no, that actually is what she wound up doing that eventually. But as far as my childhood crushes, to bring her up because she was a redhead, Lindsay Lohan before she became a crackhead.
Oh god.
Oh my god, she was so hot.
Those little freckles that she has, like they, especially when I was young, yeah. Like I was like,
she just had a beautiful face.
Yeah.
Honestly, that too, and I love redheads, and her body was really good as well. It's like, when I was a little kid, the first one that comes to mind is Lindsay Lohan. Pre-crack Lindsay Lohan. Post-crack Lindsay Lohan, I'm John Goodman. Like, I'm not dealing with that. Hell. So, Lindsay Lohan. Dennis, that is my answer. What about you, Dennis?
Childhood crushes. Damn, I have a list. That's the problem. I had like so many.
First one comes to your mind right now.
I don't know, there's too many.
Who else? Wait.
Oh god, fuck. I can't think of any.
Unfortunate.
Just know there's a lot. When I was a kid, I was a horny boy. I saw tits for the first time when I was like 7, and I was like,
I think I might have been like 12, me personally.
I jacked off for the first time at 9. That's a fact.
I was terrified when I jacked off for the first time. I was like, what is this? What just came out of me? That's not normal. And I literally cried. I was like scared.
I didn't cry. I was just confused. I was like, what is this? Like,
what is this?
What is this?
Man, guys are so fucking stupid when it comes to puberty. Women just grow into themselves. They mature so much quicker. And also in the brain as well. Like, so their brains literally develop. They're finished developing earlier than guys do. Guys have like 3 more years of brain development than women do in the frontal lobe. Only a man would be fucking stupid enough to, like, you know, grow into himself and up into his own primal urges and just be fucking confused. It's like, what is that? What is that? A woman probably happens to a woman, and she's probably like a little confused for a minute, and then she's just like, oh.
Okay. I'm not, but it also like is like a really shitty deal because it's just like, well, I guess I'm just gonna be bleeding out of my pussy for the next, like, you know, rest of my life.
I don't know why God hates women, man.
God was a man, that's why.
You believe God is a woman. No,
David,
God's definitely a woman. I'll fight you on that.
He's probably asexual. Anyways,
he's probably asexual. Oh, what is God sexually attracted to?
Himself. Probably.
Space. I would say space.
The cosmos.
Since, you know, like I was gonna say the cosmos. Look at those sexy stars.
Oh, God.
It's getting real D-Jenny up in here, isn't it? It's getting real D-Jenny real fast. But I think we are actually coming up on time. Unfortunately, I don't want to go over. I don't think we're over our limit anyway. But like, just in case. We already finished our topics for the episode.
Yeah.
I still didn't get to talk about Call of Duty Cold War because I finished that game about a week or 2 ago. At the very least, the campaign, and it's all about, you know, literally the Cold War. So I wanted to talk about that with you because I figured you would be interested in that, you know, from a historical standpoint.
You can save it for the next episode then, for sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool shit. Like, there is a mission in that game where you straight up infiltrate the fucking Lubyanka. It's like so sick. Like, you play as like a double agent for a little bit, and then like you have to like fucking shoot your way out. It's sick. It's like it's crazy, and you know, I'm sure a lot of it is unrealistic, but it's sick. And this is another one where you're like in East Berlin. It's really cool.
Shit.
I honestly, I loved Cold War. It's a lot really focused on espionage, but like I said, can't get into that now. We're done. I'm gonna plug Rise Cold Brew real quick.
Let's do it.
You can check it out on the screen right here. You put discount code Nintoonist in only using the special affiliate link you will find down below, and you can get 10% off any of your favorite choice of nitrogenated organic cold brew coffee or organic oat milk, which all comes in a variety of flavors. Your pick, your choose. Discount code Nintoonist right in the description below. Going to keep it brief here since we're pretty much coming up on time. And if you like the Double D experience, which I'm sure after today's episode you did. I loved this episode, dude. This one was a fucking good one, if I do say so myself. You can go ahead and give us a follow and subscribe to us on Spotify, YouTube, youtube.com/Nintoonist, Google Podcast, any of those other ones that nobody uses that we're also on in the description down below. Any of those other ones, feel free to do that. We would very, very much appreciate that in helping us grow our little baby here. Me and Dennis, we're both men. We can't conceive with each other, so if you could,
and I never want to.
And he never wants to either, which, you know, is something that I've had to come to terms with. This is our little baby, so if you want to help it grow, you can go ahead and do that. Following us would be really great. And tell other people about the Double D experience too. You know, follow us at Double D
please,
Pod.
like and share.
Yeah. Follow us at Double D Pod on Twitter and at Double D Experience 21 on Instagram as well. We're not on Facebook because Facebook cited an insurrection. So, me and Dennis, we mutually decided we don't like Facebook. And that's pretty much been us, man. If you like me, you can also follow me at Nintoonist. That's my personal Twitter if you want to keep up with my day-to-day and whatnot. And that's pretty much all the plugs going on right there for me. Dennis.
To the moon.
To the moon.
To the moon!
We're done here, folks.
Dennis. Yes. This is the part where you say, lights off.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I totally forgot to say lights off. I'm kidding. I actually completely forgot.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'll remember for next time. I'm sorry.
No, I forgot. No, what are you talking about? I forgot. I didn't say it. Neither of us said it.
That's still bad on my end though. So like,
That's bad on my end too. I don't know.
oh, dude,
I'll let you have the honors.
Oh, thank you. I gotta go. So I'll talk to you on the Discord. Okay.
Fucking say lights off. I've been telling you to say it for like the.
Oh, it wasn't recording. All right, guys.
No, I didn't turn it off.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right, you've lost your privileges. Lights off. Bye.
Bye. To the moon.